No one in the NFL world predicted that the 2024 season would turn Saquon Barkley into the league's most unlikely MVP contender. Even more surprising is where his resurgence has taken place, the Philadelphia Eagles. Just a few years ago, Barkley was the heart and soul of the New York Giants, a generational running back drafted second overall, an instant fan favorite, and a player many assumed would spend his career in the Big Apple. Yet, in a twist that still feels surreal to both fan bases, Barkley abandoned New York for its fiercest rival. Now he's not only healthy and thriving, but also leading an Eagles team that looks poised to make a deep playoff run. How did we get there? How did the Giants allow the face of their franchise to walk into the waiting arms of a division opponent? And most importantly, is Barkley about to become the first non-quarterback MVP since Adrian Peterson? Let's peel back the layers of this remarkable journey, from a childhood overshadowed by financial hardship to stardom at Penn State, to a rocky tenure with the Giants, and finally to an improbable rebirth in Philadelphia. This is the story of how loyalty, fate, and front office politics collided, forging one of the biggest plot twists in recent NFL history. Saquon Barkley's life began in the Bronx on February 9, 1997, during a period rife with challenges for his parents, Ollie Bay Barker and Tanya Johnson. His father battled a drug addiction that exacerbated the family's financial struggles, leaving them homeless for a time. Even in his earliest years, Barkley witnessed the harsh realities of instability, an experience that would shape the grit and determination, fueling him on the football field. Seeking a better environment, the family moved to Pennsylvania's Lehigh Valley. There, Barkley found an escape in sports. He gravitated toward football, but his athleticism extended to basketball and track, anything that allowed him to unleash his physical gifts. Pennsylvania brought new opponents and a fresh start. Ollie Bay, determined to steer his children away from his own path of missed chances, poured his energy into building their confidence. He encouraged Saquon to channel every ounce of frustration and ambition into athletics. By the time Barkley played Pee-wee football, his potential was obvious. He could blow by defenders, spin out of tackles, and simply outwork everyone else on the field. It wasn't just speed or strength. It was the mindset of a kid who had seen struggle and wanted to outrun it. Still, no one knew then that he would become a future NFL star. For Barkley, the first big step was proving himself in high school, where he would finally have a chance to turn heads far beyond the local sidelines. At Whitehall High School in Lehigh Valley, Barkley's legend truly began. Even though he started as a linebacker, a position he never really embraced, he eventually moved to running back, where his natural instincts were undeniable. During his junior year, he rushed for over 1,000 yards and notched more than 24 touchdowns. The burst, power, and vision he displayed made scouts sit up and take notice. Originally committed to Rutgers, Barkley changed course to Penn State, a decision that would catapult him into the national spotlight. In Happy Valley, he became an instant star. As a freshman, he raced past the 1,000-yard rushing mark and demonstrated a knack for electrifying plays. He took huge leaps forward in his sophomore and junior seasons, piling up rushing yards while evolving into a reliable receiver out of the backfield. College football fans remember his extraordinary Rose Bowl performance against USC, featuring a mesmerizing 79-yard touchdown run that showcased his elusive footwork and breakaway speed. Even though Penn State came up just short in that game, Barkley's big stage heroics reverberated through the scouting community. By the time he dazzled at the 2018 NFL Combine, posting eye-popping numbers in nearly every drill, he was a surefire top 5 pick. Teams in need of a cornerstone talent salivated over his combination of power, speed, and versatility. But the real question was who would take the leap to secure such a talent in a quarterback-heavy draft. The New York Giants answered that question decisively, selecting Barkley with the second overall pick in 2018. It was a statement move, signaling that the team believed a transcendent running back could reinvigorate a struggling offense. From the moment he donned a Giants uniform, Barkley carried sky-high expectations on his shoulders. Fans saw him as a beacon of hope, a dynamic force capable of bringing back the franchise to a championship contention. He wasted no time justifying that faith. As a rookie, Barkley accumulated over 2,000 yards from scrimmage, ripping off long touchdown runs and making highlight reel catches. He claimed the Offensive Rookie of the Year award and earned a Pro Bowl nod, showcasing skills so versatile that analysts called him a generational talent. Beyond his on-field exploits, Barkley connected with the community in tangible ways. Having experienced homelessness firsthand, he partnered with Covenant House of New Jersey to support children and teens facing dire circumstances. He donated both money and time, becoming a beloved figure not just for his talents, but also for his philanthropic heart. Still, all was not perfect. The Giants were stumbling through inconsistent quarterback play, a leaky offensive line, and coaching changes. They finished with a losing record in 2018, dimming the glow of Barkley's record-breaking season. Yet he remained a cornerstone of the franchise, a young superstar who looked poised to carry the team into the next era. Like many NFL running backs, Barkley soon encountered the harsh realities of injuries. In Week 2 of the 2020 season, he tore his ACL, a devastating setback that nearly robbed him of the entire year. Rehabilitation was long and grueling. Critics began asking whether a running back, even one as talented as Barkley, could ever fully bounce back from such a serious knee injury. Giants, meanwhile, struggled to find stability under center, with Daniel Jones still adjusting to the league and a rotating cast of offensive coaches. The team's identity felt muddled at best. Barkley returned in 2021, but looked uncharacteristically tentative. Another ankle injury sidelined him for multiple games, and his numbers dipped to career lows. Outside observers wondered if the Giants were properly supporting their star. Were they building an offense that maximized his skill set, or simply hoping his talent would mask deeper roster deficiencies? At the same time, Barkley's contract status loomed. The Giants exercised his fifth-year option, providing a short-term patch, but many questioned whether they'd sign him to a long-term deal, given his injury history and the broader league trend of devaluing running backs. In 2022, he delivered a triumphant comeback season, over 1,300 rushing yards, plus a playoff berth that ended with a solid wildcard performance against Minnesota. The team's fortunes in 2023 sank again, finishing 6-11 amid injuries and offensive woes. Despite Barkley's best efforts, the partnership between him and the Giants felt strained. It was a delicate dance. The front office tried to weigh future risks, while Barkley reminded them he was still among the most electrifying backs in football. As the 2023 season wrapped up, anticipation grew around Barkley's free agency. He had repeatedly expressed a desire to remain a Giant for life. He was drafted by the team, carried its hopes, and had ties to New York that were personal and profound. Yet the writing was on the wall. Rumors leaked that the Giants' leadership felt uneasy about handing a massive contract to a player in a position notoriously prone to career-shortening injuries. The fact that Barkley had already battled multiple ailments, including the ACL tear, made them question whether his best days were behind him. Negotiations moved slowly. Barkley wanted respect more than anything else, pledged that he'd give the Giants a chance to match any outside offer. Then came the curveball. The Philadelphia Eagles, fresh off a playoff appearance and eager to add a game-changing piece to their arsenal, offered a 3-year, $37.75 million contract deal. That was significantly more than the Giants were comfortable matching. When Barkley called them to discuss, the deal still sat on the table, but New York's response was lukewarm. Eventually, Barkley made the gut-wrenching choice to leave the franchise that had once drafted him as a symbol of hope. For Giants fans, heartbreak turned to fury almost overnight. Social media lit up with accusations that the Giants had been irresponsible in letting their superstar walk. Others branded Barkley a traitor, even though he signaled his loyalty time and again. Meanwhile, Eagle fans reveled in their good fortune, stunned to have landed an elite player who still had much to prove. The 2024 season revealed just how potent Barkley could be when healthy, motivated and running behind a strong offensive line. From the first snap, he ran with a renewed sense of purpose. Eagle coaches weren't shy about featuring him in every aspect of the offense. Inside runs, tosses to the edge, pass plays out of the field back, and even trick formations where he lined up in the slot. Opponents quickly discovered that focusing on the Eagles' quarterback left them vulnerable to Barkley's game-breaking speed and power. Conversely, loading up to stop Barkley freed receivers to exploit mismatches. The biggest statement came when the Eagles faced the Giants at MetLife Stadium. Barkley torched his former team with explosive runs and touchdown catches, exorcising any lingering doubts about whether the Giants had made a colossal mistake. Though he avoided overt celebrations aimed at the sidelines, his performance spoke volumes. He hadn't forgotten how the negotiations ended, and he intended to let his play do the talking. Barkley's transformation from a homeless Bronx kid to a potential league MVP is a testament to perseverance and the unpredictable nature of the NFL. In New York, he poured his heart into the team and the community, shattering rookie records and raising millions for homeless youth. Yet professional sports can be unforgiving. Injuries erode trust. Front offices chase cost-effective solutions, and even the biggest stars can find themselves undervalued when the numbers don't align. The Giants gambled that letting Barkley test free agency would lower his price. They gambled that running backs are replaceable, that they wouldn't be left in the dust. But when the Eagles swooped in, they upended the Giants' plan. Now Barkley's star shines brighter than ever, and the Giants are left with a bitter rivalry that's suddenly even more personal. In Philadelphia, Barkley is healthy, rejuvenated, and playing with a chip on his shoulder, determined to seize everything that once seemed guaranteed in New York. As the playoffs approach, the question looms: can he take the Eagles all the way, delivering their second Lombardi trophy and cementing his case as the league's best player? It's about loyalty, second chances, financial risk, and ultimately, how teams weigh the value of a player's heart against the demands of a brutal business. In the end, Saquon Barkley's saga underscores both the human resilience that defines great athletes and the razor-thin line that separates heroes from rivals. Giants fans may never forgive their front office for letting him walk, and Eagle fans may forever cherish the day he arrived. For Barkley himself, it's a story still in progress, one that could end with individual glory, championship hardware, or both. But one thing's clear: the man who once carried the Giants now runs free in midnight green, proving with every stride that fate rarely follows a predictable script in the NFL. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.